Okay, welcome back to another live stream where we continue to work on our learning management system built with Filament, Laravel, and Livewire. Getting better. So we have a lot of things to cover today. First of all, I'm going to address the issues from last week that I couldn't solve. And after that, we are going to finish with the billing portal that I couldn't get to work last time. Just we're gonna get to see it, and making sure that we can see basically the link for it, and just go to the billing portal and allow users to manage their billing. Once we're done with that, and we have to get through that rather quickly, we are going to work on the lifetime members, because there's a couple of things that we need to do with that. It's different from the subscriptions, because we got to do a couple of extra steps on that. Hey, Sean, not Sean, Laravel Online. Jesus Christ, sorry, I'm distracted. My phone's about to die, but I want to say hi. Of course, man. How you doing? Thank you for popping in. How have you been? How's the back? Anyway, so we Shane. Yeah, sorry. I was thinking about a coworker of mine whose name is Sean, and I don't know why I got the two mixed up. My brain. Back is great. Thanks for asking. No problem, man. I'm glad you're doing well. So I don't know if I've mentioned this, and I'm pretty sure I haven't, but I am setting myself a hard deadline to finish this project on an even 20 weeks. So that means that this is week 19, or this is the 19th live stream, and I want to finish it on an even 20. So I'm setting myself a hard deadline to finish this project next week. And I think we can I think we can do it, because the only thing that are the only points that are missing right now is I want the admin panel. Good morning from Nepal. Hey, how you doing? Dev is open. Thank you for joining me today. From all the way from Nepal. That's awesome. So yeah, I just need the admin panel, so I have the ability to add courses and administer them, and that's going to be pretty easy thanks to Filament. And the only thing that I think it's missing for at least a very minimum product is searches. So I need to add a search filter to the course list. Nicolás Menescardi. Muy buenos tutoriales, esperando más sobre Filament. Waiting more about Filament. Of course. I don't think I have anything on the pipe about Filament, though. But yeah, I have a few ideas for. Well, no, the blog is not about Filament. Unless, well, the blog does have the blog. By the way, is the stream that I'm doing on Fridays now. That one has a Filament component on the admin panel. The GitBiz was hello. How everything is going? It's going great now that you're here. Thank you for joining me, the Git, as always. So only two more things to cover for wrapping up the project, at least to have a minimum viable product, or a minimum, like something small that we can then improve upon. But I don't want to carry on doing this forever. I want to set a hard deadline. So we are officially in crunch mode. So if we have to go a little bit longer, that's fine, as long as we can cover as much as we can for this stream and the next one. And I'm talking too much, and I'm not doing anything. So let's get going. Let me go back to. So if you remember from last week, first of all, I wanted to hide this button if the user is subscribed. I couldn't because my brain was like not working properly, and I didn't realize that I was not using the subscribe method on the user with a product. So I'm going to fix that right now. And also I need to show that this user is I need to show the billing link when you are subscribed. So there's also one thing, and I think I already did this, but let me see if that's the case. I'm looking at the database now, and yeah, I believe I made a change to the users table, and let me see if I have it here. Create users table. I've been following your tutorials, all of them. Keep the good work coming, more and more. God bless you. God bless you as well. Looks like okay, so I may have run the migrations. So that means, never mind. I think I have an out-of-date database. So while I was working off camera, I made a change to the database table for the users and basically just added one Boolean column for is lifetime member so that I can identify users that are lifetime members. And let me add that right away, actually. So this way, if that flag is on, then I don't need to show the billing link. And I also, when a user pays for a lifetime membership, we're going to do this work where after they are done with the checkout and they come back to the success URL, we need to set that flag on or set it as true, and then cancel all of the user subscriptions, if any. So we're going to do that in just a couple of minutes. Let me save that. And the reason why this the billing link was not working. In fact, let me just turn this off real quick. Because I want to see that billing link. How do I submit here? I'm using Table Plus, and I'm not familiar with it. Open database, commit your changes. Here it is. Okay, so now let's go here, click join premium, and let me, ooh, this looks bad. Okay. I need a couple of terminals. First one is run dev. All right. And also I need the webhooks running. So let me do that right away. So that was Stripe CLI. Listen forward to Laravel LMS test. There you go. So that way, if I subscribe now to anything, to a monthly or weekly, monthly or yeah, was it monthly or yearly subscription, then this webhook is going to update my user. Let me see if that's still working. Let's go for the monthly one. Cool. Let's say 42424242. That's not right. 4242. There we go. And then subscribe. Let me open Tinkerweller to verify this information. So that worked. I'm back here. The billing link should be showing now. All right, cool. So user on, I should have my user is, I think it's to find to, and there I am. So if I do user subscriptions, should give me null. Wow. Okay. Now I have one subscription to this product, the Stripe ID. So I'm going to use this later to cancel the subscription. So I need to go to, I need to do something like subscription cancel, something like this. I have to do subscription and then pass the subscription type, which is this one. And this, by the way, I have it on a config key, and I can use that then to cancel the subscription. And I'm going to do that if when I test the case where I switch from a subscription to a lifetime schema. For now, let's just leave it like this. So close this. The reason why this billing link was not working before is because it used to be in the, or still in the navigation component that comes with Breeze. But what I was doing is in this component, I added like a billing method here where I was trying to return a redirect to the portal that wasn't working. And I think it's because it has to do something with it being on a LiveWire component. So what I did is I modified the link down here. And instead I'm going into a route. And the route is called billing. And that route points to an invocable controller called billing controller. And that billing controller has one method where I do the auth user redirect to billing portal. And then once the user is done in the billing portal to return, when it returns to our website, is going to go to the courses route. And this worked. So if I go to here and I click billing, then I'm transported back to Stripe's hosted interface for my billing. And here I can update my plan, cancel my plan, update my payment method for my subscription, etc., etc. And then once I'm done making changes to my billing information, I can return to new business, and I'm taken back to this route here, the courses route. So that's working. I just needed to move everything to a good old controller. And right now, what I did in this link is I set it so that it only shows if the user has a subscription, right? If I'm subscribed to this product, and that product, by the way, is the parent of all of the prices that I've set up, the monthly and the yearly. So if I'm on that product, it means that I'm either on a monthly or a yearly subscription. Now, it wasn't showing up when I was a lifetime member, which makes sense. But I'm going to add like and the reason why is because when a user is a lifetime member, there are no subscriptions. That means that you don't have to pay for anything on a recurrent basis. You paid once and you don't have to deal with billing anymore. So that makes sense. You don't have a billing link if you already paid once and never paying again. So that's going to be this. So the billing link is configured like this, and also down here the same way. if you are subscribed to this product, sorry, then you can see the link. Now let's hide the button, because right now, as you can see, I am subscribed because I can see the billing link, but I shouldn't be able to see the join premium because now I'm a member. So in that same pattern, let's go up, let's look for that button here, join premium. So I only want to see this if I am not subscribed, and also if I am not a lifetime member user. So for that, let's use another if, and we can use this same condition here. But instead of, the only thing that I'm doing differently is that I'm negating that. So if I'm not subscribed to a product, and I'm going to use, technically I could say, if not lifetime user. And that's probably fine. But I would rather just create like a small function that is called is lifetime member, actually. So I'm going to create this function in the user model, so that, in my opinion, or at least in my eyes, it looks better that way, easier to read. So the condition is, if I'm not subscribed to this product, and I'm not a lifetime member, then I will see the join premium button. Let's copy this condition and add it down here to the mobile menu. I think we can cover the entire div. Like so. And now the button is gone because I am subscribed. All right. And that is the same. Let me check on mobile as well. Yep. I can see the billing link, and the join premium button is gone. Cool. So what else? Oh, the method. I don't have a method. Right now I can call this, but this is just returning null. That's interesting. It's probably just failing here. And if I were not subscribed and this method was actually called, then I would see an error, probably. Definitely, actually. So let's add this function to the user real quick. That's how I called it, right? Is lifetime member. Yes. I'm going to make a null check here, just in case. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so we have the billing portal ready. Now let's work on lifetime members. What I'm going to do is, let's close a few windows here and let's go to the pricing component. In this pricing component on the checkout method, whenever you click on any of the buttons, including the lifetime member button, you are going to be taken here. And I had an error here last time. This looked different because I was using pricing ID directly like this. And that's just the string of the pricing ID, which it reads lifetime, right? I have to use it on an array. So if you see this differently from last week, that's why. So I perform a checkout and then I pass in the success and cancel URL. But in the success URL, I'm using a new route. I'm taking the user to checkout success. That route doesn't exist yet, but I'm going to create it in just a minute. And I am asking Stripe to return this predefined variable, which is the session ID from the checkout. That session ID, which is going to be returned to me in this parameter, I will use that to check the status of the purchase. So when the user goes to the checkout page and actually pays for the product, in this case, a lifetime membership, I can then retrieve that session information and check if the status of that payment is paid. And when that happens, then I can make changes to my database. In this case, I want to set the flag of the user to true, the lifetime member flag to true, and cancel any other subscriptions the user might have. So the documentation for that looks like this. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. That's good enough. So I got lost here. So in their example, you can see that this is I'm using basically the same route, but this is the part where they get the session ID from the query string. If there's no session ID, simply return. Nothing's going to happen. Something bad happened, so just stop there. And in this case, I'm just going to return a redirect to the courses page, just to keep it simple. And here is where I retrieve the session ID. So I got it from the query string, and then I use the cashier Stripe method, checkout sessions, retrieve. And on that session variable, I can check the payment status and see if it is different from paid. If it is different from paid, then the user didn't pay, and then again, stop the process. But if it did, in this case, they are updating an order ID, because you can also, this is useful information, when you perform a checkout, you can send metadata to the Stripe checkout page. And you do that in the checkout process like this. When you say checkout, the price IDs and all the URLs, you can also pass a metadata key and send any data that you're going to need later when the checkout has completed. In this case is the order ID. So down here, they are taking that order ID, finding that order, and setting that order status to complete it. In my case, I'm just going to take the currently logged in user and modify his lifetime membership flag to true. So I'm going to copy basically almost everything. In fact, let's just copy all the route and just change the things that I don't need. And let's open web.php. Is this a callback route? Yeah, I don't like that. Let's copy it, and I'm going to make another call invocable controller in its place. So let's paste it here first. Route is the same. Route name is going to be checkout.success. Is that how I called it? Yeah, checkout.success. And what else? I'm not going to need anything about order IDs. And let's move this to a controller. Let's add another terminal and let's do PHP artisan make controller. This will be an invocable controller and let's call it checkout controller. Yeah. All right. Now let's open that checkout controller. And let's move the callback function into the body of the invoke method. There are some things that I need to fix. Indentation for one. And now this route can just call or reference the checkout controller class, like so. Save this, and now let's come here and make some changes. This stays the same, that's fine. Session ID return null. My logic is going to be a little different because at the end of the function, all I want to do is return the user to one location, which is the courses list. I'm going to keep it real simple. So instead of session equals null, I'm going to do session different than null. So I'm going to go the positive route and just perform everything that is in here only if I do have a session ID. So I don't need this return. And same thing here. So if session equals to paid, then I am doing whatever I need to do to the user. And at the end of all of that, I'm going to return a redirect. To actually redirect route. And let's take the user to courses. Okay. Now for the user, let's say that, first of all, let's grab the user up here. I can use either request or auth. Let's go with request. Request user. Yeah, that'll work. And then I'll say user is lifetime member equals to true. Or I can just say update. That'll be faster. Update. I think this takes an array. I think I saw an example of that here. Yep, something like this. So that, let's make sure that that field is in the fillable array of the user, just to make sure that nothing's going to fail. Come on. Squiggly lines throwing me off. Is lifetime member. Okay, so I take the session ID, I grab the user. If I do have a session ID, then I retrieve that session. If the session status is paid, or the payment status is equal to paid, then I update the user. And now let's go for user subscription. See, I had that here. Yeah. I'm gonna do a cancel now. Where is it? Access. Jeez, why did I lose it? Here. Cancel now. Let's use this one. So if you do cancel or just cancel, and I have to change this. If you do cancel, that means that the subscription will end until the next billing period. So if you're on a monthly subscription, it's gonna the subscription will end at the end of the month. But since I'm doing this for a lifetime member, it doesn't make sense to just wait. Just cancel the subscription right there and then. The user will not need it anymore. So let's do config Stripe product. I think that looks good. Yeah. Only thing that it's left is to go and test it. So I have subscriptions. So if I run this, this will give me an array of the subscription that I have. This should go away as soon as I purchase the lifetime membership. But there is something interesting here. I don't have the link anymore. Or I can go to my billing page. Oh, but in that case, I'm not gonna have the fallback. What should I do? I should have a different link, like upgrade your plan or something. Do I have? I don't. Okay, so if I click here, okay, so it doesn't let me purchase the one-off payment, which makes sense. So I can change my subscription here, update it from monthly to yearly. But then I'm going to need a different page for the user to purchase the lifetime membership, which is going to be a new page. But for now, what I'm going to do is temporarily disable the check so that I can see the button, just so I don't have to navigate to the pricing page myself. So let's go back to my business. Let's go to the navigation component, and let's, for the time being, let's just leave it as this. Just so what I'm going to do is I can see it even if I'm subscribed. So I can go in and click the buy the lifetime membership. And once I have that lifetime membership, this is going to evaluate to true, and I won't be able to see the join premium button, which is more or less what I want. So let's do that up here as well. I need to change that later, but for now, let's just leave it like that. So now I can see the join premium. Okay, let's try this out. Join premium. Sign up for lifetime. Pay $185. Always an import. My gosh. Anything else I forget? No? Not the only one? Cool. So I should still be able to refresh this because I still have the session ID up there. You see it? This long thing. So technically, if I refresh, okay, no errors. Do I have subscriptions? Yes, I do. Dang it. So the cancel didn't work? Let me check real quick the webhooks. Well, it did send a subscription deleted, and it invoiced me. So it probably just, huh. Let me refresh this. How do I refresh? Here. Let me see something. If I close, it might be that because I had the database open with Table Plus, it might have been that the database was locked. So it couldn't be updated. So I think that might be the reason. It has happened to me before that Table Plus, because it's an SQLite database and it's a file, Table Plus will read it and lock it for some stupid reason. But it does make sense that I see the subscription deleted here and the invoice. So that, at least I know that works. The thing that I don't like is should have the lifetime membership updated. And it didn't do it. But again, I think that because it was because the user was locked. Can I do it again? I mean, I have the money. Let's try that again. Can you imagine having that money just laying around? All right. Okay. So that is a good error because there is no subscription. Why is not my database in sync then? That's a different ID. Oh no, it's the same. Right here. It's strange that it, oh, here, there you go. The only thing that I don't like is the fact that the user didn't update its lifetime membership flag for some reason. But the subscription was canceled. That's fine. Now, this should have run already. Is lifetime member should be true. Still 0. Why are you not saving it? All right, let's go a different route. Maybe it's the update that is causing problems. Let's do it like this. I'm going to comment this out because I know it works. I just need to test this one. So let's go here again and let's refresh. Check database. Ah, that it was. It was the update that wasn't doing it for me. But now the user is a lifetime member and the premium button has gone away. Okay. All peachy. So let's leave this at that. I'm gonna uncomment that line again. And this is working. Now, let's work on the admin panel. I'm not forgetting anything, right? I think I'm not. Lifetime members, cool. Let's work on the admin panel. For that, I have prepared in advance a, what was it? Course resource test. So I prepared all of the test cases in advance. It's not anything that you haven't seen before. Actually, what I did was I went to what was the project? The use card list, and I just grabbed all of the test cases that I had for it, for the card resource. And then I just modified all the class names, etc., because the testings are mostly the same. Obviously, I changed the way that I create records, etc. But we've all seen this before. I didn't want to waste time just writing them on screen. So we're going to go through each one of those, and just making sure that everything passes. Before we do that, though, I don't think I have Filament installed, so we need to bring Filament panels into the project. Composer require filament version greater than 3.2 with all dependencies. And then, if I'm not mistaken, we have to do PHP artisan filament install panels. Is it going to be admin? And no. Okay. Next, we have to configure the user so that we can access the panel. So let's go to the user model, and we have to implement filament user. This requires an extra function called can access panel. What do I want to do here? I'm thinking that only instructors. Well, there is. So this is not going to be like a marketplace where instructors can register and have their own administrative panel, etc. It's just going to be one user. Mainly, this is for like the way I'm thinking about this is I have a website. I want to put in a section for courses, my courses. So I'm the one administering everything. And that means that probably the instructor doesn't make much sense to have instructors, but probably there could be the case where I have someone who has a course and I as administrator will publish that and just create an instructor for him. So it's basically just like just one admin, right? For now, I'm just going to return true. I'm not going to keep too much. I'm not going to think too much about it. So just return true for now. Everyone can access, and I can think about the roles and etc. later. All right. So what else? I think we can start testing. At this point, I think I can go to admin. I'm already logged in, so I'm going to go straight through. Yeah, cool. So this is what I mean. I'm logged in as technically a regular user, not as an instructor. So what I'm going to end up probably doing is only instructors can have this, and basically will be just one main instructor, which is going to be the owner of the platform, and that person can create instructors. So technically, yes, there will be more than one instructor. The only thing that I'm not going to do is register so that there's only one person handing out instructor logins, but that's for another day. For now, let's just start testing. Starting at the top, let's just make sure that we can render this page, which I'm pretty sure we can. Nope. Okay. Oh, we don't have a resource. Duh. All right, let's create one. PHP add make filament resource. And this is for the course model. All right. Now let's go back. I think we have to import this, right? Actually, it's already there. Okay, cool. Run it again. Awesome. You can render the resource. Next one, can we render a list of courses? For this, I'm just creating 3 courses for given instructor with 1 episode create, and then I mount the list of courses, and I just make sure that I can see the table records passing in the list of courses. That one should pass right away. Perfect. The next one renders the create page. I think that one should pass right away as well. Component is already created, and it is. Again, I'm just getting the resource, grabbing the create URL and making sure that that route exists and can render. Now, can create a course. In this case, I'm just setting up a new course, creating that course in memory, then mounting the create course class, filling the form with all of the details, title, description, tagline, and instructor ID, calling the create method and assert that there are no errors in the form. And after that, just make sure that the database in the table courses has a record with the same title, description, tagline, and instructor ID. Let's run that, and I'm sure this is going to fail because the form has no fields, and it's going to complain that we cannot create a course without a title. So for that to go away, we need to go to the course resource, go up to the form, and add a new form field. So this will be forms, components. This will be a text input for the title. This is going to be required. Oh, I set a comma in the wrong place. There we go. Required and nothing else. I'm going to cheat a little because, you know, time. So let's make title, tagline, and description. 2, 3. Let's make 3 more. Tagline, description. Francisco Sanchez, Francisco Morales. Hi, Francisco. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. We are in crunch mode right now because I don't know if you were here before, but we have 2 weeks to finish this project. Not finish, but at least have a viable product, like a minimum product that we can then improve upon. So I'm kind of sprinting through the tests. It's not something that we haven't seen before. And just cutting a few corners. So we have title, tagline, description, and we still need the instructor. But for that one, that's going to be a forms, components. That's going to be a select. Select make for instructor ID. And I know I'm missing the tags, but the tags. How did I set up the tags, by the way? It's another model. But that was nullable, isn't it? Well, I'm not going to worry about that one just now. Create course table. Tags. Oh, it's not nullable. It's just if there are no tags. Okay. What? Hold on. Belongs to many. So that means that the tag is the one that has, is the one that has the foreign ID. Create tags table. I think I'm missing a column in my user stable. I'm going to fix that off camera because yeah, I think along the lines, somewhere along the lines, but that makes no sense because I can see the tags in the view. Maybe it's just the migration that is outdated. Let me check. So courses, course find, let's just say all. There's just one. That is so strange. Where are the tags? Let's do find. I just want to get through this because I can't concentrate if I don't. Course find one, then course tags. What's that? A collection? Yeah. Oh, it's okay. Belongs to many. I should have read that. So I have a pivot table with the course and the tag, course ID, tag ID. Okay. Okay. No, I'm not gonna. I'm not going to worry about the tags just yet because they're not required. So never mind. Instructor ID is. So we have. Let's go back to the course resource. Instructor ID. This is a select. It's going to be a relationship. And the name of that relationship is instructor. And the title attribute is called name. Let's set this to searchable as always and preload. And of course, required. Here in Filament, don't you use the form request class to validate the input request? In Filament, no. In Filament, you define each of the inputs individually. Each input is in essence, each of these are livewire components. And you define each one as required. So Filament will take care of when the form is submitted, it will perform the validation itself based on which inputs are required, and it's going to show the errors in the form, etc. It's going to take it takes all of that out of your hands. Okay, so with this, we can just run that test again. And what do we have here? Component has errors. Data instructor ID. What did I name that? No problem. Always happy to help. So did I not fill that? I did. Huh. Obviously, I mistyped it. Instructor ID. All right, let's run it again. What now? Oh, we need the mass assignment title. Okay, makes sense. Sorry for snapping. So right now we just have hidden, fillable, email name. I'm in the user. I need the course. There's no fillable here. Hold on. Protected. So protected, fillable, and here we need title, tagline, description, and instructor ID. Awesome. All right, moving to the next one. Now we can create courses. So this one's done. And now we move on to the edit page. Can we render the edit page? I'm pretty sure we can. I'm just creating a course in the database here, passing that as the record for the edit URL, and everything should assert okay. Now this one should pass right away, and it does. Cool beans. Now, can I update a course? In this case, as we have done many times now, I just create a course in the database and then a new course in memory. I am mounting the edit course component. Again, these are all livewire components. So the edit course, I can mount it with livewire test, pass the record using the get route key. And that will essentially filling the form with the values from course. But what I want to do is fill the form again, but with the values of the new course, title, description, tagline, and instructor ID. Then call the save action on that form. Make sure the form has no validation errors. And I expect that when I refresh the course from the database, fresh on the database, the title should be equal to the new course, same as description, tagline, and instructor. They all should be the same as the new one that I just created in memory, and I use it to fill the form. So let's run that. It should pass because the form for the edit and create should be the same. Let's see. So run, and it does. Awesome. And finally, the delete methods. We have two places where we can delete a course. It's going to be from the edit page. You have a delete button in the top right corner, and also from the list of courses, there should be a delete action on that table as well. So let's test the first one, which I'm sure is going to pass. All I'm doing is creating a course again, mounting the edit course page, passing the record again. This is created in database. Then I'm calling the delete action on that form, on that page. And then I'm just asserting that the model course is missing from the database. Pass. Awesome. I'm saying awesome a lot, which is awesome. Now let's run this one. This one is going to fail because by default, when we create any resource, the table doesn't have a delete action. So if I run this, it's going to say fail asserting that the table action with name delete exists. So we can call an action. In this case, I'm calling a table action, and the name is table delete action on this course. The way that this works is I'm calling an action on the table, and I'm passing the record, or basically the row that I want to delete as this. This is I can pass a model, and it's going to know which row that model is rendered on, and I'm calling the table delete action on that row, but that action doesn't exist by default. So we have to go back to the car resource, look for the table method. Right now there are no columns, but we can see the actions here. Right now we just have an edit action. So let's create another called tables actions delete action make. And with just that, should be able to pass. This is not a test. I screwed that up. And it's working now. Perfect. Okay, so we can delete a course on those two places. And the next thing that I want to test is the relation manager. So how that looks is like this. Right now, if I reload, now I have a courses resource. If I go into it, of course, the table looks empty because I'm not rendering any columns yet, but there is one row, and this row is for the only course that I have. If I click edit, right now I have the information of the only course that is in the database, but this course has episodes. So I should be able to edit the episodes inline here. And we can do that with a relation manager. So the way to test the relation manager, according to the documentation, is I create a course, and this course is for an instructor, and then I'm creating 3 episodes on this course. And that goes into the database. Then I'm mounting the episodes relation manager. This doesn't exist yet, but I'm going to create it. So that relation manager I can mount, and I just assert that I can actually mount and see the records. This is not well indented. To this relation manager object, I just have to pass the owner record, which is the course, right? So the relation manager is going to load the episodes because this is the episodes relation manager. But that relation manager needs to know, okay, what are these? So these episodes, who they belong to, and that's the owner record. So they belong to this course that I created. And the page class is edit course class. So this is basically the page where this relation manager is going to be loaded into, which is the edit page of the course. All right, let's test this. And of course, the component relation manager doesn't exist. To create a relation manager, we just have to do PHP artisan make filament relation manager. And this takes 3 parameters. The first one is the resource this relation manager belongs to. In this case, is the course resource. The relation that the course model, the name of the relation in the course model, which is episodes, and then a title attribute. In this case, every episode has a title, and that's what is going to be rendered by default in the table. Of course, I can modify the table to show more information, and I can modify the edit pop-up that shows up whenever I want to modify each episode. We're not gonna cover episodes today, I think, but next week we are going to cover editing episodes, which is going to be rather simple. But for now, let's just create this relation manager, and let's go back to the test and make sure that, well, we shouldn't need to import it. It has a full path there. So let's run the test again, and it should work, and it does. And the way that looks now is if I reload the edit page. Oh, one more thing. Just because I have a component for the relation manager doesn't mean that it's going to show up. I can mount that component, and that component on its own is going to work perfectly, but I still have to go to the course resource in the get relations array. I need to register that relation manager with the name of the class, I think. Episodes relation manager class. Now let's reload this, and below the course information, now we have a table where we can edit and manage basically all of the episodes of this course. And I can click edit on any one of these, and I have a basic form on a pop-up, but I can add more information to this form so that I can change the title, the episode ID, or the Vimeo ID for the episode, etc., etc. We're going to cover that next week. But for now, I think that's the last test. So let me just do a quick test of everything, see if there is anything I'm missing here. I probably am. Am I going to pass it? No, of course not. There's one there that is failing. Is lifetime member. When am I calling this on no? Oh, that's probably because of the factory. Hold on, let me fix that real quick. So user factory should have a is lifetime member set to false. And also, oh wait. Also, oh, the error, by the way, says that I'm calling that on no. But where? The route test. So the user is null in route test. Which one? Okay, so I have this one that is failing, this one that is failing, and also this one that is failing. Okay, I'm gonna have those three fixed next week, and I'll let you know how I fixed them. If you want to take a crack at it, the code for this live stream is going to be posted sometime today, between today and tomorrow. So if you want to take a crack at it and see if you can fix those failing tests on your own, more than happy. Just be my guest. If you want to let me know how it goes in the comments, I'll be more than happy. And if you have any questions as well, you know where to post them. While you're there, you know what to do. Okay, I think we cover a lot today. Admin panel is mostly done. We just have a few things to iron out. And next week, I think we can, if we make good time, we can wrap up. When that happens, probably I'm just going to move the blog project, my blog, into the Wednesdays. Or maybe I'll just leave it on Fridays. We'll see. Maybe just take a break from Wednesdays. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. If you found any of this helpful, you know what to do. Click the like button. If you don't want to miss any of the next live streams, subscribe to the channel. And once you do, I'll see you in the next one.